A divisive House bill aimed to protect abortion and gender-affirming care is now working one step closer to becoming law in Oregon, but not without pushback and one more big hurdle to cross.
Fox 12's Drew Marine spoke with both sides about House Bill 2002. And Drew, what do they have to say?
Yeah, this bill would allow Oregonians, no matter their age, access to reproductive and gender-affirming care, and both sides are at odds about how this could impact minors. After 10 hours of debate on the House floor last night, HB 2002 passed.
Well, I'm deeply disappointed that it passed, but not a surprise.
So it takes us right back to where we were before the Dobbs decision last May. And it simply makes it very clear in statute that everyone in Oregon has what Oregonians have said time and again they want, which is for everyone to have access to safe, legal, full-scope reproductive health care, including abortion. And it makes it clear that gender-affirming care is health care.
House and Senate Republicans take issue with the fact that the bill would not require physicians to notify parents if a minor accessed abortion care.
I think the most egregious part for me on the abortion piece of the bill was just the lack of parental consent required to have an abortion.
But Senator Elizabeth Steiner says this bill isn't what it's made out to be by critics.
90% of the time, when abortions are performed on people under 14, the parents are involved. So using those statistics in Oregon, that means one or at most two people out of the 7,109 who got abortions would have had it done as a minor without parental consent. It's a tiny number, tiny. So is it possible? Yes. Is it likely? No. Of those 7,109, only 14 of them were on people below the age of 15. That's less than 0.2%, right? That's less than 2 in 1,000.
She says the bill is designed to protect the most vulnerable, where in some cases notifying a parent could do more harm than good. And again, this is something she says was federally protected under Roe v. Wade before it was overturned.
One could imagine that were a 10-year-old to be pregnant, it could be the result of any sort of forced sexual involvement, including, unfortunately, incest, because we know that's real. In such a case, involving parents is not in the child's best interest.
Another facet of HB 2002 allows all Oregonians to access gender-affirming care, which includes a wide array of things, from hormone therapy to counseling.
We don't know about the long-term effects of hormones, and I mean, you're taking young, healthy bodies and really turning them into lifelong medical experiments.
We frame giving that kind of care as life-saving, affirming care that is critically important for children, teenagers, adults.
House Republicans are also concerned the bill would, quote, use taxpayer dollars for sex-changing treatments and procedures and sterilization for minors as young as 15 without parental consent. This is what Steiner has to say.
No, not true. It is not standard of care, nor would I know any physician who would ever perform a sterilization procedure on a 15 to 17-year-old.
House Bill 2002 had its first reading in the Senate today and could go for a final vote in the Senate as soon as Thursday. Live in Salem, Drew Marine, Fox 12.